Hello, everyone. Welcome to the news dialogue. It is June 22nd. Sorry, I'm turning off this fan. Actually, I'm going to turn a little lower. I am using a new microphone. I'm sorry if the audio isn't catching exactly how it should and it's lower quality. You just have to suffer with me for this. I'm going to sit down here for a second. I didn't write down a script because I don't like scripts. That blows right into the microphone. I fucking hate it. On the day lock, I was just gonna record any physiological changes with estradiol, a few challenges I've had with the asexuality project, and as you can see in the back screen there, unless you don't recognize the title, that's Overwatch. I've uploaded a couple of Overwatch clips. I'm working currently on an Overwatch video, like an actual video with bit narration and gameplay with voice chat from me and my friend Jenny. I will probably link his channel down below. If not on this video, then on the next video, which will hopefully be the Overwatch thing. It's very difficult. I've never worked with YouTube editing software. I'm figuring out how to clip things together very haphazardly and difficultly. But, yeah. I've got to separate that video into like 4 parts because it's too large. It's like a 2 GB video. I've never worked with technology like that before. But personal news, I suppose. I attended the Garden City LGBT event. It was very interesting. First time I've ever seen a drag show, I think. Maybe. Yeah, probably. It was super fun. Unfortunately, I did not get any recording of it. So I was going to make a video on it and share me and Jenny, Chris, at the event. But that motherfucker showed up at 3 o'clock and I didn't record anything. I do wish I got some of the drag show. It was super cool. I don't... He says he doesn't like... In case anyone is unaware, Jenny is a homosexual human male. But he is not very into that LGBT stuff. So, since I have a very small community of, 3 subscribers, I don't think humans would respond well to there just being, a Pride event day. I think you have to be at least, a 1,000 subscribers to do LGBT stuff. I can't remember the requirement legally. It's somewhere on YouTube's terms of service, I'm sure. Otherwise, they just ban your video and kick you off the platform. What else have I done? I have been struggling with statistics. It's just an attention span issue. My provider has ceased sending me my ADHD medication, which, as someone with ADD, I said ADHD. It works for either or, whatever. As someone with ADD, I can promise you that shit is a lifesaver. That medicine is a lifesaver. So I haven't had it for a bit, and it's a motherfucker to try and study. It is a pain in the ass to study. It's like my body is rejecting the very act of studying. Like it hurts inside my bones. I think that's all the personal stuff I've been through. I've been through a lot of personal stuff. Like last night, I got another nightmare regarding my ex, and it's like, Jesus Christ. I made friends with someone the other day, nice person, Steven. They had what's the term to use here? They were having problems with the fact that the protesters there are spewing hate. Obviously, it's from a very conservative church, and they're talking about people are going to burn in hell. And the consultation I gave was shit. The consultation was that you can't really change those people's minds. They've been bred and groomed into that kind of culture of hate, but time moves forward towards love. And essentially what I said is the only way you can get them to eventually secede is whenever everyone they've loved has left them. Because love moves forward. Love goes forward. Love does not create these definitions that are inalienable or alienating. So, not a great consultation, essentially saying you can't save them. And that, as a psychology major and as a individual human, I've learned is that you can't save people. You can't help people. that don't want help. I've learned that from being friends with a person who is literally killing themselves slowly by making themselves out to not be human. I did that shit to myself too, so I know it's true. I know that from being the son of an alcoholic who is going to die of alcoholism. And I've learned that from but the point stands. You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. And you're not saving them. You can't help someone who doesn't want help or doesn't think that they're in the wrong or need aid in any way. Because only you can make that first step to change. And it's a bitch. But I'll tell you what, once you make that first step to change, support from people around you who have always wanted you to be your best self, support and love, that shit just, it's like fuel on the fire. Metaphorical fire. Sorry, I'm kicking that. But, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a good person. I've been kind of stuck up in that idea because I had a nightmare last night where I just am getting berated by my own brain. I live with my own abuser in my head. I don't know if I've ever extrapolated that before, but essentially, I am an abuser. I abuse people emotionally. I don't intend to. I put it into words that I could extrapolate, and I want to. It feels self-pitying. But I know from experience and from heartbreak that it's not self-pity, and it's not asking for sympathy. It is genuine. I am in hell. I feel that way because I can't cry about my problems. My brain doesn't let me. I think I cried a handful of times whenever I broke up with my ex, who, I was in love with for over a decade. Half a decade. Over a decade. No, half a decade, sorry. And it's just, I've spent years repressing emotions, so I'm no longer able to cry. That's how shit be. So a lot of people don't see the suffering I experience as genuine because I'm not expressing it the same way that a normal person would experience it. But I experience it by talking about it, by being there and making sure that the people around me have their jaws gaped, because I need to know, since I lack the experience internally, that it still elicits the same, what the fuck emotion in someone else, because then I know that what I have felt and what I've experienced is real. I know it's real. I mean, if I can't experience emotions over the things that have happened to me, seeing other people experience those emotions validates my pain. And whenever people don't experience the emotion, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's how I am towards my own kind of suffering. I'm in hell. But I don't want to share that because I don't want people to think I'm asking for pity or sympathy. I wouldn't mind a little sympathy, I'm in, dead flesh. I could just use a little understanding from someone who's like, yeah, I can't kill myself either. I'm in hell. Changing the topic, moving on to the next thing, the actual, scientific experimentation. So, we've got estradiol and spironolactone. Do you hear that Trump is now listing previous service members who are trans as blacklisted, the same level of crime as leaking classified documents? The government's doing that. They're doing a pure genocide on the 1% of the population. Wrong 1% of the population, you ask me. Anyways, so reporting that I wanted to do was that there's finally been a strange development, and it's that the tissue of the nipples has finally started getting sore, which is fascinating. I never knew it was going to be sensory like this. If you, regardless of whether or not you're a male or a female, I believe, if you pinch around the nipple head, somewhere around there, there's this weird feeling of a tube underneath it. That's the only way I could really describe it. It's there's this tube structure underneath it that leads into the skin. And that area is just sore, which is fascinating because usually breast development starts around 3 months. Let me check that actually. Okay, yes, I just checked. It's usually, according to AI at least, 3 to 6 months. Now, that's for, I believe, monotherapy, which is when a human just takes estradiol, which, in case you aren't aware, is a natural T blocker. I believe testosterone is also a natural E blocker. E standing for estrogen, T standing for testosterone, obviously. But I started these. Take with food. Ugh. I started these because I could tell that my body was recatalyzing the estrogen into T, which, if you didn't know, that's a function of the human body. Whenever there's a excess of one of the hormones, the body will catalyze it back into the other primary sex hormone, unless it is present enough inside the system, which eventually it flip flops or switches over into the other structure, since our genes hold the capacity for both sex hormones. I mean, all humans have both sex hormones. That's a part of our functions. It's just which one in excess do you have? That's like something innate to all mammals, is that they can all develop breasts if there's present enough of the opposite sex hormone. But I could tell that my body was catalyzing it back into T, so I started taking a T blocker, and it's already resulted in like innate soreness, which is fascinating because whenever I started this, it was June 3rd. Estrogen, I mean. I started estrogen June 3rd. I started spironolactone June 6th. So that's a 16-day time. That's a little over 2 weeks, and it's already having signs of the basic beginnings of breast development that would be seen in 3 months. Am I going to get breast cancer? Probably. I don't care. I'm going to die eventually anyways. Why the fuck would I fight to live? I'm going to die eventually. I'm tired of this living shit. It's boring the hell out of me. But it's fascinating because that's a lot faster of a development than is normally expected. What is the time limit on that? How many? Quantity 180. So I have a couple extra days. Cool. There's been no other physiological differences. There's a bit of a fat distribution change, I think. That, or I'm just wishfully thinking because I'm very tired of the physiological form that I have, and I would like it to look the way that I like and I'm comfortable with. But there's definitely been like arousal changes, which is okay. There's already like a lack of arousal beforehand. It's not going to upset me. It is irritating. TMI. I feel like if it wasn't clear before from all the cursing, all the stuff I talk about, this channel is not made for children. If you're a child, you shouldn't be watching this. I don't know why you would. We're 12 minutes into an intellectual discussion or recording of shit, but kids are weird. I have to like manually give myself erections because the term that the people use is use it or lose it. Because of the lack of testosterone, the body doesn't do random erections. And I always knew that erections were painful. I always believed that erections were painful, that there was like some innate background pain to them. And it turns out, yes, I was fucking right. Because the damn balloon that is a dick should not exist. It makes no goddamn sense. It is essentially just a balloon with meat. So it's like, if you don't do it enough, often enough, eventually it like hurts, or you get, I think, regression. I've also lost, last I had measured in my weight, I was 190, or 205. Actually, I'm gonna record it. Okay. So I just measured in at 191.6. I think 2 weeks ago I was 200 pounds. 205 pounds. Now, there could be a lot of variancy reasons, like the fact that I'm not wearing a lot of clothes. I'm wearing pants, shirt, underwear. That's a major difference. That's a huge difference. If I'm wearing shoes, sorry, I don't mean to be putting my feet in the camera. It's not that kind of channel. Yet. If I'm wearing shoes, it can add extra weight. And also, it's the morning, and I've stopped eating a whole lot. Nothing like pairing diuretics with diuretics, am I right? Piss myself to death. Thinking. Yeah, I've kind of stopped eating a whole lot. Mostly because I'm almost out of food. I need to go buy stuff. I don't want to. I kind of don't like eating, and I only eat when food is present and like in front of me, and usually I do it out of boredom because I learned that as a coping mechanism to deal with stress and trauma. But I'm down like 10 pounds. More like 7 pounds. This could be a lot of things. It could even be like biological waste. But I would like to think that it's because there's less fat on my body. It doesn't look like that. Actually, the breast tissue seems more plump. That's the term I'm going to use there, plump. I don't know, man. It's bizarre. I would like to attribute it to the T blockers because it would make more sense, actually, if there were T blockers in my system and my body was decatalyzing the muscular tissue. Muscles! Because those seem, at least on the front, smaller. It could also be that the, what is it called? Fat muscle. Whenever fat takes the shape of a muscle has been consumed first. But I appear capable of lifting the same amount of weight that I was before. I did do some leg exercises with my 20-pound dumbbell. I think they're called Bulgarian squats. And I was sore as shit. I never get sore like that. It might have just been my ligaments getting damaged. Who knows? But yeah, that's the progress I've had with, like, HRT stuff so far. My face feels a little more feminine. I'm trying, man. This is not my default look. The way my face looks, this is not my default look. This is my default look. This is how I'm feeling, which is depressed, sad, and tired. Next subject. Asexuality. Now, I self-identify with that. But I live with an abuser in my head. One who, if you follow the IFS system, I believe the term is firefighter or exile. Which are the two different systems that are known for, like, challenging. I have a doubter in my head. I'm constantly being challenged on everything. I went to that drag show the other day, and there were people there that are conventionally attractive. There was one who I think was just a woman, which I feel like is an unfair advantage because they were going as a drag queen. But she had, like, I think fake breasts, and they were so goddamn funny. And there's a part of my brain, I know consciously, I'm looking, and I'm like, that's so goddamn silly. It looks like two fucking clown balls. It's like, it's impressive. Like, they're pretty. Oh, they're okay. I love the makeup. It was gorgeous. One of them was a drag king, which is when a female dresses as a male. And they were so handsome. But then there's a little doubter in my brain that's like, no, you're attracted to them. You're not a real asexual. You're a fucking liar. And I've lived with that my whole life, you know. That's just my existence. I have someone in my head. Me. It's me. Don't get it wrong. It's not like DID. I don't know why I feel the need to justify that. Everyone knows about it. But that little voice is always just hounding me for everything. Every single little decision from... It's like one of those memes where you say... When like a waiter says, have a nice meal, and you say, you too. It's like that. Where like you're judging yourself harshly for something that was just an accident. But it's with everything. From like how much coffee I decide to drink to how I'm spending my time. I get yelled at 24/7 by an internal monologue. And it's miserable. It makes my life a living hell. But I know that the more I stay by myself and the less exposed to people I am, the more real I am. Because part of that self-doubt system is just knowing that there are people nearby. It hounds me for everything, but it especially hounds me whenever there's people who can judge me. So I could confidently say I'm still asexual, I'm just dealing with a goddamn nightmare inside my head. Which is me. I'm the nightmare. Hello. You know what? I think that's all. I want to stop it right at 20 because I have OCD. And there's like maybe like 40 seconds left or some shit like that. But yes, you should expect an Overwatch video by either today or tomorrow. I have a final I have to do for the rest of today. So it may be difficult getting all that stuff organized. I'm warning you, it's a loud as fuck video. It's loud as hell, I am warning you. But I hope you guys enjoy it. It's just some of the gameplay I've had with my friend. Super fun. I'll try and attach their link and address stuff thank you for watching. It was very nice to have you here. Like the video if you'd be so kind. You don't have to. You can though. It would help me get more viewers and subscribers. Goodbye.